Site night here at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky, and Kentucky up in this meet heading into the fourth rotation, honoring the 50th team in program history tonight as well. It's been a packed, fun start to this night. Nearing the conclusion of it, Kentucky trying to get their second SEC win of the season so far. Lost to LSU a week ago, won at Auburn the prior week. But this is the first home meet of the season where they went unbeaten last year, and unbeaten at home for the first time since 1984. And don't forget, coming up next, we got LSU and Missouri as Friday Night Heights rolls on. That is tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time. Got a great crew on that one for you. So, speaking of this matchup and our matchup, Gymnast of the Week, Haley Bryant, trying to cap off her LSU career on a high note. She's doing that so far. And then Maro Titarsele, the Specialist of the Week for Mizzou, native of the Netherlands. Going to be another fun one to watch in that next meet. And Lily Smith in our meet, the reigning Freshman of the Week, had a 10 on bars a week ago. And now, Sam, we take a look at the Friday Night Heights SEC headlines here today.
Yeah, LSU records 2 10s in win. Haley Bryant, Kaya Johnson, we can expect to see a lot more 10s. I'm betting from them. Arkansas sets a program record. That's the meet that I covered. It was a tie against Alabama. Incredible electric meet. Big things for that program. And Leanne Wong leads the Gators by 3 event wins by a junior.
Fourth rotation on the horizon here at Rupp. It'll be the beam for Georgia, and Addie Wall will lead us off. And then on the floor for Kentucky, Delaney Rodriguez, the talented freshman, coming up on Friday Night Heights. Here, whenever you're in Lexington, Kentucky, no matter the sporting event, that is a go-to. No matter the weather outside, it's a go-to. Kentucky fans watching their team up, heading into the fourth rotation and enjoying their ice cream. Here's a look at our confident move brought to you by Regents. It's the 10 from earlier today. This is Mackenzie Wilson early on in our meet on vault.
Well deserved, finishing that lineup. Huge front by Cash and drills the landing. It's the only event, and she's perfect.
We talked about Titarsele, the Specialist of the Week. Mackenzie Wilson maybe making a bid for that.
It's so impressive. First UK 10 since Jenny Hansen.
So now here on the beam, Addie Wall for Georgia.
Back handspring layout, triple series. Nice save there at the end. Assistant coach Molly Korth told me that before she gets on the beam, she looks at Molly and says, "I got this, right?" And Molly said it's almost like she's tricking her mind and needs a little extra boost of confidence. So every time Molly looks at her and says, "Of course, you got this."
A little extra reassurance never hurts.
Yeah, but for an athlete that is such a gamer, she doesn't really need it. Sometimes you get in superstitions and it just is a creature of habit.
Like reverse psychology almost, right?
Almost, yeah. Good routine for Georgia to start things off. And again, I just have to point out, she's a freshman. It's really impressive for both of these teams to have freshmen leading off their beam lineups.
Now here's Delaney Rodriguez on the floor for Kentucky, leading off this lineup.
See that sting mat right there? There's no deduction to have that. Sometimes early in their season, coaches and athletes want to put that just for extra padding on their body. The goal for Kentucky is to perform, perform, perform. Tim Garrison, head coach, said the first three have been doing their job, but he just wants to see a little bit more on the performance side of things. Here's that opening pass, front double full. No problems there.
Kentucky was ahead by 1.175 entering this fourth rotation. Again, you got 6 gymnasts on each event, drop the lowest score. The cumulative scores after 4 rotation will be the winner. And Sam, I just want to point out on the beam for Georgia, you have 5 freshmen and a sophomore here on the beam. That is not normal.
That is wild. Usually of all the events that you want to throw your underclassmen in, it's usually not beam. So it looks like they have a team full of beamers. This is
Sam, you said like, hey, if you normalize it, then who cares?
Yeah, it's not like they've never competed on beam in their life. So, you know, we always point out it is different. Look at the arena. The scale is so much bigger than in club gymnastics. But for Zora, she was the national beam champion last year at level 10. So she's used to pressure.
This is Zora's first time competing in the second spot.
That dismount was too easy for her to stick. She just floated down to the ground. Great routine for her to start gaining confidence here. Just one wobble in that routine and finds the landing very easily.
So now Isabella Magnelli coming up here on the floor for Kentucky.
Huge extension on her leaps. That's not new to Rupp Arena. Finishes so strong. Coaches wanted to see them perform, and Isabella delivers. What a good, comprehensive routine. Tumbling was solid. And her leaps were a highlight for me. Check that out, her straddle position. Definitely over 180. And finishes so strong with that double pike.
Great start on the floor for Kentucky now. Jada Battle on the beam for Georgia. Jada Battle's had to go after 2 falls this season as a freshman from Hampton, Virginia. She just handles herself so well. Tends to set the tone for everyone afterward.
Yeah, coaches are really wanting them to continue to keep building. Last week, 5 of the 6 routines were career best. So we talk about this being a young beam team for Georgia, and they're wanting them to just keep growing and gain confidence in their roles. Lifted her leg there, that's going to be a deduction. But again, I want to point out that that could have been turned into a very big wobble or even a fall, and she just stayed calm, put her foot down. Isn't going to get that connection, but saved herself a bigger deduction. The word that head coach Courtney Kupets-Carter keeps using with this team, especially on beam, is tenacity. Check this out. That's the definition right here. She was so crooked, picks her leg up and just squeezes puts it back down to minimize all those deductions.
That followed a 9.850 from Zora Morgan. Addie Wally gave her a 9.775 on the beams. Right now, the 9.775, the low score for Georgia. Then flip back over to the floor. Ariana Patterson coming up here for Kentucky, following Magnelli's 9.850.
What's impressed me a lot with this Kentucky team is just the amount of depth and readiness they're showing in competition. But coaches say that it's really tough for them to choose lineups because there's so many athletes that can score 9.9 plus or better. They have to do evaluated routines 2 to 3 times a week to earn these spots. So really the competitions are a celebration of them earning their place in the lineups. Solid routine from Ariana. She's capable of a big score. I think she's going to get one here tonight. Solid finish with that double back.
Tim Garrison said, we want to perform in front of this home crowd, especially on the floor. First time in front of the home crowd this year for Kentucky. Now, Anya Turner for Georgia. Courtney Kupets-Carter is so proud of her. You can hear the smile light up in her voice when she talks about Anya.
Yeah, they offered her a walk-on spot last fall, and she was pretty hesitant. She didn't know if she wanted to continue to do gymnastics in college at all. Her and her dad are really close, and he said, why don't you just try it? And if you don't like it, you can stop. Oh, no. And they said that she actually did that skill right there so easily. They were so impressed with the way that she works beam, which is why I think coaches talk about her with such joy. She scored a 9.875 the last 3 weekends, so this is really uncharacteristic so far for her. You can see it in her face, really disappointed. It's so frustrating when you're an athlete and you know that you can do it perfectly, and then a mistake like this happens. To me, that looked a little bit like a nervous mistake, meaning she wasn't that crooked, but reacted to the little adjustment that I think she needed at the end. And of course, we gotta remember that she's a freshman, so I'll call that a freshman mistake.
Now Haley Davis on the floor for Kentucky. Tim Garrison really likes the back half of this rotation on the floor.
Nice save, holding that front foot down. You're noticing the montage of rock music. Great, because she's honoring her late dad who passed away January of last year, and these are all a compilation of his favorite songs. So this is a really special routine for her. This must be a dad song because I listened to this with my dad before every competition when I was a young gymnast. I love it.
Yeah, she really performs this routine with something special in her heart.
their chest up a little bit more on that landing.
Now Lily Smith on the beam for Georgia.
Yeah, really good test for her to have to go after a fall. Sometimes it's good to have mistakes and falls early in the season so you're pressure tested for postseason. Really making little adjustments on her series. She's obviously a perfectionist. Coaches say if she messes up one thing, she has to redo it at least 5 times before she even gets off the beam. Front toss, tight position, difficult element right there. But I mean, the posture, the high toe, the releve, she is just so beautiful to watch on this event as well. I love the artistry that she brings to all of her events.
Following a 9.025 from Anya Turner, that'll be the score that Georgia wants to drop. So we'll see what they give Lily. Jeffrey Scott will follow her up, but right now, Preslyn Rose, who has a musical flair about her. She is a music major, and Sam, she's kind of the singer in the back of the team bus. You'll see that flair here.
Opens double pike. Again, sometimes that mat can cause a little bit more problems than it helps, but she's in the clear there. What a fun floor routine. 10 out of 10 for performance. I mean, that's how it's done. She's engaging the crowd. She looks excited. I was smiling the whole time. I don't know about you, Jason.
I was too. Tim Garrison told us we'd be smiling the whole time during her routine. He wasn't wrong.
And it's athletes that like that raise the bar for Kentucky gymnastics.
Can't agree more. Here's Jeffrey Scott for Georgia coming up on beam. She's going to round out this beam and fourth rotation for Georgia. The score that they want to drop is that 9.025.
Yeah, and this is a really crucial routine for them, to put it plainly. They're already having to count a 9.425, so we really want to see a big number from Jeffrey.
Putting the context, a little score right now for Kentucky on the floor is a 9.850.
Love the difficult combination. That is a hard series. She does it no problem. They're wanting to push the boundary with her in terms of difficulty. She's so capable. She has the highest scoring potential for them on this event. And sometimes athletes actually do better with more pressure. I know I was an athlete like that. And this routine is looking pretty good.
Like you said, they need it. They need a big score here.
She's the oldest athlete in their lineup as a sophomore. Front handspring crumple. Wow. She delivers. They needed a really big score. She's going to get that.
You said it, Sam. 5 freshmen. That was the only sophomore in the beam lineup to anchor it for Georgia. And now here is Raina Worley, a crowd favorite here in Lexington, coming up on the floor.
Yeah, looking at those scores, her teammates have set her up perfectly for a 10. Could this be the night that she gets her first perfect 10? Coaches say she's in even better shape. They don't even know how that's possible. She is just so elevated this year. You're going to be able to tell by this last pass. It's just so easy for her. She's so well conditioned. She's been so deserving of a 10, in my opinion, so many times. I think this is going to be the year, whether it's tonight or in the coming meets. She's bound for that 10. The crowd's calling for it.
Yeah, and Sam, it appears as though she has locked up the all-around, depending on what they give her here.
Opens double tuck, almost to a stuck position. Of course, it's no deductions to take a step back to the lunge.
This is following up a 9.975, by the way, from Breslin Bros. So what a finish to the floor for Kentucky.
Yeah, this is going to be a really big team score, a really big floor score.
Sam, you said that a 10 could be in the air for Raina Worley. It is indeed. They give her a 10 on the floor.
Talk about an athlete that has put her head down, worked so hard in the gym, time and time again. So deserving. I think that's why you're seeing everyone so emotional. The crowd, the team, the coaches. What a moment for Raina Worley.
With her mom and dad watching on, Raina Worley gets the 10 that we thought might happen today and caps off a win in this meet for Kentucky over Georgia. Wow, what a finish.
I woke up with a good feeling, Jason.
Her parents and Raina will celebrate, and we'll toss to more gymnastics coming up as Friday Night Heights continues. LSU and Missouri on the other side of the break.